Alright everybody, so welcome back to another video. And for this video I'm gonna be talking about one of the new, if not the, oh wow, that was fast. That was like not even 10 wave. Anyway, um out of every character in the new update, there's kind of like only 3 people that are basically worth getting. The first one is obviously Rimuru, second one being Ainz, the third one is the warrior of miracle himself, Gogeta. Now, the reason why I put out the video so late is because there's a bug with the character where the character just won't attack. But with the recent update, not recent update, they kind of put out like a mini bug fix. It says right here, Gogeta is now attacking only in new server. So yeah, since they basically fixed Gogeta, I can finally do a showcase on him. I should have done it a while ago, but hey, might as well do it now, you know? Anyway, to obtain Gogeta, again, you get it from either the capsule or summon banner for part 2 Halloween. And then, similar, you just need to buy his evolution item for like 100,000 of the currency. He's going to be a fire element, glitch glorious. Now, he's probably like the only character out of the entire update that is not dark or water. Ainz is dark and Zamatsu as well and stuff like that. He's fire, which is quite surprising. Now, there's no cosmetic to him, and then this is both Gogeta and Goku at the same time. So yeah, to get Gogeta, you actually need to do the same thing as like the blue Gogeta, where like you need to build up some damage as well. So his base damage is going to be like 4.7 million damage, 37 range, and 3.3 second SPA. Now, he's going to have 2 passive on placement, and he will get another one later on upgrade 7. The first one is called Friendly Rivalry, which will make it so that there's going to be like a 30% chance to follow up its own attack, and the follow-up attack will deal 1.5 of his current damage. And then the follow damage will also guarantee to crit and apply hemorrhage at the same time. The second passive is called Giant Ape Strength, which is what causing him to gain all of this damage. And what it does, it basically damage will scale with the total unit it kills. So he will gain 1% more damage per 10,000 kill, which will cap at 50%. And then each attack will grant a 10% crit damage, which will cap at 100%. After reaching the cap, each attack reduces this bonus by 20% until it follow up with another follow-up hit. And then it just keeps going up and down, up and down, up and down. So yeah, so basically on his like base stage, he can keep increasing his damage depending on how many kills it has. And yeah, and his crit damage will also keep going up, and then once it reaches the cap, it'll go down. Now let's start upgrading. New attack at upgrade 7 called Shining Dragon Slam, and he will also gain a new passive as well. Now for passive is called Dragon Roar's Echo. Every 7th attack, deal 3 times of his current damage to all enemies in range, apply plasma of this multiplier, and also inflict stun. So yeah, he's still usable on his like transformation. Now this is going to be like his transformation maxed out without the transformation. Okay, pretty good stat, but the problem is that his range is kind of doo-doo. Only 74 range. That's kind of bad for current ALS. But his damage combined with his SPA is really good. Now, to get Gogeta, you actually need to basically have a couple of like requirements. So first of all, you need to have triggered the Friendly Rivalry passive over 30 times, which it will show you like in the top counter if it's over 30 times or not. I think if it doesn't show anymore, you have the requirement. And lastly, an enemy with 100 times of his current damage need to be in range. So if I try using the ability now, it won't work because there's no enemies that are tanky enough to basically what's it called, that are tanky enough for this ability. The enemy need to be more than his damage times 100. So basically 140 billion HP enemies need to be in his range for this to basically happen. And that's the problem with this character. The requirements are simple but really situational. Like, are you really telling me I need to wait until a boss or a unit with 140 billion HP to come out? Like, come on, man. Like, that is just ridiculous. At that point, man, like I'll just bring Eins or like Zamato. Like why do I need to wait 100? Why do I need to wait for an enemy with 140 billion HP to come out? Like come on, that's just ridiculous. And that's the reason why I'm doing it on Nightmare as well. If I'm doing this on normal mode, it'll take me forever to basically have the ability to use this passive. Not a passive, to use this ability. Because like, what? I mean, like, I know I should have done this in the, what's it called? In the Halloween event instead. I don't know why I'm doing this here. This is kind of a mistake to be doing, to be using the character here. Because we'll be here forever. Actually, let's do that right now. Let's just go back to lobby. And let's try doing the Halloween instead, using just this one unit and see how far can I get. So when this boss enter his range, the ability should appear. And then so there you go, the animation start, but of course it's ALS, so it bugged out. I don't know what I'm looking at. It's just nothing. Oh, never mind, it's working. The camera panning is kind of weird. There you go, we have Gogeta finally. It took quite a bit, but we finally have Gogeta right here. And what's it called? Now with Gogeta, the reason why he's broken back before is because of his key passive. Now I will show you now. Let me max out Eins just so you can kill the boss. Now the boss is dead. Now Bogata of Miracle Perfect, he will going to start out with like 3 billion basically. He already have like a bunch of this key. 84 range, 3-second SPN, his crit chance and crit damage keep going up, which is kind of insane. Let's talk about his passive. He on placement, he will have 3 passive. The first one is going to be called Giant Ape Range, which is basically the same one that he has previously, okay? Basically, base damage scale with total unit, but instead of 1%, it's going 2%. And then for the crit damage cap, it will also be increased by until 300%. And then after reaching the cap, each attack reduces this bonus by 40% until a follow-up hits. So yeah, so he will keep losing all of his buff until he hit a follow-up attack, which is not even that rare. Now Primal Fuse Warrior, gain a key meter, which is he will gain plus 5 per attack / follow-up, and he will also be draining 1%. Not draining 1%, he will be draining 1 key every second. Now this is not big of a problem if you look at his attack, but the problem is that before he doesn't attack, so you can see the problem. His key won't really go up, okay? So at 10 key, he will ignore stun and deal 50 damage to all enemies in range and apply plasma of this multiplier. At 25, what's it called, gain weaken and plus 10% crit chance. At 50, mocking taunt timer reduced to 30 seconds, which is a passive that we'll talk about. And then at 75, plus 50% base damage to this unit. Summon, which is another ability that we'll talk about later. And lastly, at maxed out, he will basically crit chance minus 100%, chance to super crit, apply crit damage multiplier a second time. Summon no longer receive damage buff. Those are redirected to this unit at 50% effectiveness. So what this basically means is that the summon will no longer basically receive a damage buff, but instead all of the the buff will be redirected to this unit at 50% effectiveness. So yeah, every 40 seconds, this is the third passive, mocking taunt. At every 40 seconds, he will taunt all enemies in range, which is why you see like all this like smiley face at the enemies sometimes. Where is it? There you go, the smiley face. For 10 seconds, cleansing their stun and causing them to run towards this unit. And while taunted, they will take 50% more damage. Now that's the big thing, 50% more damage. That is huge. But if it's a nuke, he will be 20% instead. And then after being taunt for 3 times, the debuff will become permanent for that enemy. So yeah, that's why this unit is crazy, okay? Okay, DPS wise, this unit has higher DPS than Eins. Obviously, look at his damage. And I just said, this is not even him with his clone up. So he will gain a clone at upgrade 3, no, upgrade 2, which is going to be 10 times after image Brandon Ha, which will make it so that on activated, he will summon an after image for 60 seconds. And then this unit will have a 5% chance to follow up the attack of each after image or clone. And this unit and each of his clone deal 20 times damage in range and apply blaze. So when I press this button, oh my god, look at all those clone, okay? Now, this is going to be insanely to pair up with Naruto, okay? So yeah, just think about it. I don't even know how much clone he has. It's lagging my entire game right now. Turn off attack effect. Turn it off. So there's like 3. Oh god dang it. Let's just keep upgrading, okay? We'll wait. Now at upgrade 7, he will get a new ability called Ultra Big Bang, which will make it so that it will stand himself for 30 seconds, and then during this duration deal 300 times of his current damage and 1% max HP per second. And then he will also be permanently changes. He will now deal 0.5 times damage to all enemies in range every second. And then clone from 10 times after image Brandon Ha are now permanently active. So once you use this ability, the clone will stay there forever. And then there you go, yeah. Now let's use this ability again. Let's count how many clone are there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 clone. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, there's 9. And then when I use this ability, as you can see right here, I don't know what's happening. I never seen this animation before, but he will stun himself. What? Did he just fuse himself into Gogeta again? Oh, it's the big nuke ability. Okay. I don't know why they show Goku and Vegeta again there for a second. And then when I use this ability, the clone should stay here forever, according to this ability. Are now permanently active. So the clone will stay here forever. And the clone is no joke as well. Each clone will deal 321 million damage, shred, crippled every 2.3 seconds. They don't have any passive, but that's fine. Because what's it called? Because of this one passive. This passive right here, Giant Ape Range. So basically, Gogeta can follow up the attack of every single clone, basically. So you can basically follow up 9 attack if you got lucky. So yeah, that's why this character is really crazy. And then in my opinion, okay, if he doesn't have that requirement to where there need to be 140 billion HP enemies on his range to transform, this is probably the best he needs in the game. But because of that restriction or like requirement, he's not, sadly. But it's fine, no? It is what it is. You don't have to be the best, but at the same time, you know, being second is not even that bad. So compare that to Ainz, which is, oh my god, Ainz is just too good, man. God damn it. Ainz is just too goddamn good. But still, you know, Gogeta is really high up there. And then let me show you a little bit, okay? I'm gonna show you the damage ALS DPS chart just for proof, okay? Now, let's go to mystical only, and you will see some familiar faces right here. So Rimuru, which is quite normal, okay? He deal a lot of damage, but as you can see right here at the top, there's Bogata. He's right there. Bogata Miracle, Glitch, Mystical, and Glitch Glorious. So yeah, that's the king himself, Bogata. He's the unit with the second highest damage below Rimuru, and then below that there's Kira. But of course, Kira is a nuker. That's all he does, so that doesn't really count. And then third is going to be Bob, but with his triple question mark passive, which only activated for like 30 minutes and that's it. But with Rimuru and Bogata, it's basically forever for the entire game. So yeah, that's why this unit is crazy, okay? Overall, he costs almost $2 million to max out, which is crazy. But at the same time, is that even like taking into account like what's it called, his previous one? I think it does. Yeah, this unit is overall crazy, okay? I think this unit will last quite long in ALS, but I don't know, with that with that ability where he need to basically have 140 billion HP enemies on his range to use, that might be a really big game changer, man. But still, this character is crazy. Now that he's fixed and his ki can go up, he can hit some pretty crazy damage, okay? I'll tell you that. And yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.